Breaking news: Olusegun Obasanjo laments Nigerians' economy. Peter Obi promises if given the opportunity, the economy will be back on track. So, former President Olusegun Obasanjo cannot begin to imagine some of the things that are happening, that are going on, and has said these things ought not to be so. He has not, he has called out saying, that Buhari has made things more terrible than you can ever imagine. Things are worse off, and things are getting from bad to worse. But Peter Obi is promising Olusegun Obasanjo that if he's given the position, he believes very strongly that things will get back on track, that the economy will be built up and things will get back on track. And this is what he wants Nigerians to begin to consider and to do, that they should give him the opportunity. He was one person who was a governor, and if for nothing, he left money in the treasury. He worked hard, he left money in the treasury in his days. And he's saying to Olusegun Obasanjo, I know that you're very concerned about Nigerians' economy and how things are, no employment, graduates, things are just going from bad to worse and what have you. Well, Peter Obi is assuring the old man that, listen, don't worry. All Nigerians needs to do is to believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Let's get all the details. Olusegun Obasanjo laments Nigerians' economy, says situation is frustrating as Peter Obi promises him things will be back on track if given the opportunity. Former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo on Wednesday described the economic situation for many small businessmen and women in Nigeria as frustrating. Obasanjo said the situation has made his friends, a legal luminary, Afe Babalola, to weep. The former president said this at the Youth Development Center in Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library Credit Scheme Aid in Abeokuta. Obasanjo, during the program, presented over 1 million check to benefactors of the center to start up business. With strict implementation of right policies, Nigerian economy will be on track, Peter Obi promises him. The former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, has expressed belief that Nigeria has abundant resources that can bring it right back on track and developmental procedures and places to make things better. With strict implementation of progressive policies, he revealed that this meeting with top Morocco government officials in area of security, economy, education have strengthened his belief that Nigeria economy, though it seems bad now, can be turned around with progressive policies and sacrifices from the country political elites. And if given the opportunity as election draws closer, if Nigerians will believe in his person and do what is necessary to bring the country right on track, he promises Nigerians, as he says to Olusegun Obasanjo, he will do the needful and get the country back on track. If only Nigerians can pick, because it is democracy and the choice is left for every man or woman to do the needful. I quite concur with you. Okay, Nigerians will be the one to pick, but again, I hope that the decisions will not be influenced, because we know how these decisions are influenced. We know how people will go behind and begin to, do some other things, conjure some other things to make it look like a particular party is winning. And that's why I find it very strange. Nigerians are experiencing the worst of times, and yet the same people who have made life unbearable and miserable for you, you are voting them in. If you are not under the influence of some voodoo, I don't know what exactly is going on. Okay, maybe they are being hypnotized. I cannot really tell. How can you tell me that things have gone from bad to worse, and yet Nigerians with eyes open we go ahead and vote such a people into power again? It's terrible, isn't it? It's really terrible, because I can't begin to imagine that such things, are going on, and nobody, I repeat, nobody is paying attention to ensuring, okay, that things are done decently and in order. It's terrible. It's really terrible. The amount of things that have gone on in the country and how people, are being treated. Okay, how people are being treated. We can't continue like that. No way. We just can't continue with the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. It doesn't just work that way. If you want to make a real decision, you have to get on with it and make that decision. So at the end of the day, we are happier and a better people. Currently, what we have today is a state of dilemma, if you ask me. Okay, if you ask me, it's a state of dilemma where Nigerians cannot even lift up their heads, and terrible things have been ongoing. Okay, so the time to make hail is when the sun is shining. If you miss that opportunity, you have to wait for the cycle again. Sadly, you just have to wait for it. That's the way it rolls. That's the way it is. So everybody have to get on track with it. Everybody needs to begin to speak the truth. And once upon a time, we all need to take responsibility for the decisions we are making. We have to take that responsibility for our decisions. We cannot vote in those people who are not interested in the development of the country, and we expect all of a sudden that our roads will be fixed and security will come on board and things will become better. You cannot begin to, we can't just do that. We can't do that. We can't do that because these things that are going on, it shows to every one of us that we are a people, and every one of us have a responsibility to make a decision here. Okay, we have that responsibility to make real decisions that will impact and impact on the nation, not just on us. Because when you are okay and the nation is in turmoil, gradually, eventually, it will get to you. But if everyone is okay, the nation is at peace, you can live a peaceable and a quiet life. People cannot even travel from one end to the other. Just on Kaduna train, look at what has happened. Just on the train, from one end of the city to another. And people cannot even move carefully and peacefully and get to the end and say, oh, this is what it is. It has become a different ball game altogether because of the deceit and the lies being propagated and being thrown at us. you know. So, Nigerians, are we going to make hay while the sun shines? Are we going to make the right decision? Or are we going to allow some individuals who do not mean well to continue to be the determinants of what happens in this country? To be quite candid, most of them do not care. To be quite candid, most of them are after, their own political gladiator and what lifts them up and the next phase of action. And that's what they do. That's what they do. That's it. That's it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. That's what they do. For us to make a real change, it has to be a real decision. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye for now. Bye.